On his first day on the job, this caregiver poured scalding hot water on his employer's legs just to test if he really had no sensation to ogle a pretty woman. He fed the meal into his employer's eyes. He even complained that his employer's beard didn't look good and trimmed it into various styles like a toy. But oddly enough, not only did the employer not fire him, he actually paid him several times more than others. This is a true story. The man, Philly, was a billionaire but became paralyzed for life due to a skydiving accident. In fact, he could only move his head out of his entire body. He decided to hire a caregiver to look after himself. Many outstanding talents came, attracted by his reputation. Some were Ivy League graduates, some were highly experienced, but Philly didn't take a liking to any of them. Instead, he picked out Reed, a street thug. In fact, Reed knew nothing about caregiving and had even been thrown in jail for fighting. Fresh out of prison, he came to apply for the job just to get a termination letter so he could apply for government aid. But Philly still chose him at first sight. He offered Reed a 1-month trial period to think it over. The next day, Reed showed up as promised. He had planned to just get the termination letter and leave, but the housekeeper showed him around the entire mansion and finally took him to see the room carefully prepared for him. Reed had no interest in the job, but when he walked into the bathroom, he realized this was truly the treatment of a rich man. Reed gladly accepted the job, but he was utterly unreliable. His negligence almost cost Philly his life. He slept through the caregiving classes, rubbed foot washing water on Philly's head, and used shampoo on his feet. While feeding him, he was peeking at the female assistant and jabbed the food right into Philly's eyes. He mocked the flesh-colored leg braces Philly wore, saying they made Philly look like an old woman. He even refused to help Philly defecate. Friends couldn't understand why Philly would hire a thug as a caregiver. They said this kind of person has no compassion at all, but that's exactly what Philly wanted. Philly said Reed always forgot that he was a completely paralyzed person. He treated him like a normal person. It was Reed's casual attitude that made Philly feel very relaxed. Reed never treated Philly as disabled. He refused to drive the nanny car. He would lift the dust cover off the sports car, carry Philly into the passenger seat, and they would feel the roar of the engine together. When faced with the parking behavior Philly hated, Reed would approach in a friendly manner and teach the car owner how to park properly. But it was this unreliable caregiver who saved Philly's life.